And now, please remain standing as the White County High School Warrior Marching Band, under the direction of Roger Mills, presents our national anthem.
They're good. They're good.
You're live.
Happy Friday, everybody. We are changing it up a little bit this week. We're on a whole new program, but this is still the UHS Hive Media Team Network with Caleb McAdam.
And I'm Josiah Nichols.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Now,
at this time,
we have
please
got
direct your attention
another
to the video board
Division
at the north
4
end of the stadium
4A
for a
matchup
presentation
this
by
week,
Warrior
the
Media,
third in a row
produced
for
by media
Upperman,
student
but this time it's against the
Dion
White
Lewis.
County Warriors here in White County. It is a beautiful night. It's a little bit sticky, but it is quite nice out here.
Yeah, it's really humid, but great night for football.
Absolutely is. We got a great matchup with us today. Two quarterbacks who could very much end up winning Mr. Football with Bronson Chaffin and Trip Pinion. Trip Pinion, obviously, he's been so impressive over the last couple of years, especially last year. And, you know, not to discredit him this year at all, he's been off to an amazing start. White County coming into this game 3-1. Upperman's going to be 4-0, obviously. What do you think we're going to see out of this White County offense against this Upperman defense?
You know, last year, Trip Pinion was the only person to score more than 2 touchdowns against this Upperman defense in one game. I think we're going to see Trip Pinion dominate. I'm not sure if White County is going to get the win, but I think Trip Pinion is going to be their best player no matter what happens tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard to put it any other way. I mean, just because of the proficiency that this man has had in these football games. But looking at Upperman's offense, it is all as much just as good, if not better, skill positions-wise. You've got a talented core around Bronson Chaffin. You got a really good offensive line, but it's really easy to look at that team and say Ethan Polk and Bronson Chaffin, but that team becomes so much more when you look at those receivers.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Trip Pinion stats right here. He threw 227 yards last game and 2 touchdowns and ran for 125. Just an unbelievable combination right there of size, skill, and the ability to throw. I mean, it's going to be a handful for the Upperman defense tonight.
You know, 137 of those yards went to Darvon Richmond. So, I mean, it's easy to say last week that was definitely his favorite target. But, you know, both of these quarterbacks are 2 of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the state. And, you know, it's so much fun watching the two play because you never know if they're going to throw the ball all the way down the field or if they're going to run it right at you and plow you over. I mean, it's always fun.
I mean, you got to remember, Bronson Chaffin can also throw the ball. I mean, he had a deep shot.
Far down the field.
Far down the field. I mean, he had a couple of deep shots last week and had a great game throwing the ball.
And, you know, he doesn't have to put it all the way down the field either to ensure that his team, you know, gets the ball done in the passing game. Last week before half against Livingston, there was a 79-yard touchdown that Bronson Chaffin passed for, and it was a screenplay that Theo Brown took to the house.
Right. I mean, Bronson Chaffin's got a great running back and some great receivers also. I mean, Upperman's a really well-rounded offense.
It really is, you know, and their defense is so talented too. Obviously, they allowed 34 points to Macon County, but that's Macon County. That's another one of the top teams in the state, and especially in the 4A division. So we're going to have to see where this one goes. In my opinion, it's going to be how many times does that Sparta offense get stopped, because it's going to be a lot harder for the Sparta defense to stop the Upperman offense.
Yeah, Tripp's really going to have to step up tonight against this Upperman defense, which is arguably the best defense he's going to see all season.
Arguably one of the best defenses in the state. So it really all depends on how far he's going to be able to push the ball down the field, whether on his legs, in the air, how his core around him is going to be able to help him. You know, Upperman doesn't have the same defensive line that they did last year, but they're starting to blitz a lot more of their linebackers. They're starting to bring different defensive packages in, more linebackers out on the field, and they're still getting pressure. They've had multiple sacks every single week from different players. Colton Johnson, Ethan Polk, Jude Fitzpatrick leading the way with the most on the team.
Yeah, the Upperman defense has had some great pressure this year. A lot of the leaders on last year's defensive line have gone, including Clayton Harris, which is obviously the big one.
You know, Clayton Harris obviously led the way there, but there was a lot of really underrated pieces there too, such as Evan Briggs and Eli Bullock. I mean, those guys were holding down the run game to almost a negative net every single time. Now, kickoff will be here in a minute, so we're going to give our score predictions, and then we will be back to you when the game is ready to start. I'm going to have to say, I'll say 21-14, or maybe even 35-21 Upperman.
I'm going to go 35-28 Upperman. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a great game offensively. Well, the fireworks are blasting. The sun's going down. It's a beautiful, beautiful night here on this Friday the 20th. We will be right back to you here shortly with some Friday Night Lights. Alrighty, we are getting ready to get underway here. Sparta has decided to kick off, or Upperman's decided to receive. I'm going to assume that Sparta's decided to kick off because Upperman usually likes to defer to the second half anyways. So we are going to see Carmine Phillips and Elijah Fitz back to receive this kick. And we'll get to see Bronson Chaffin, Ethan Polk, and the rest of the Upperman offense start this game out for us tonight.
Really excited right here to see what Upperman can do on this first drive. They're going to set the tone for the rest of this football game.
And it looks like we have Noah Skeef, I believe I'm hoping I'm saying that correct tonight, kicking off for the Warriors. And he's going to squib kick it. It's going to go a little distance and picked up by number 1, Branson Turnbow. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to cut to the outside, break a tackle there. He's still going. He's at the 35-yard line and is going to be drug out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. And we are going to get underway. Not a bad return there from the Bees.
Chased out of bounds by Isaiah Kelso. The Bees begin 1st and 10.
Branson's a really dangerous player when he has the ball, so he made a man miss right there and got a couple extra yards.
Absolutely, he absolutely is. If you guys remember from that state championship game last year, he sparked Upperman offense that was kind of dormant in the second half by returning a kickoff for Upperman's second touchdown of the game. And you know, he hasn't really been returning as many kicks here recently. They've been leaning that more on junior Carmine Phillips and Elijah Fitz. I believe they're both juniors. One of them might be a sophomore there, but they've been leaning on that. Bronson Chaffin's going to be out there with Ethan Polk to his right hip. Oh, we're going to have some ref discussion. I believe we're having some shoe tiage. Alrighty, and we are going to get off the first play of the game. We're going to have Bronson Chaffin out there with Ethan Polk to his right hip. 2 receivers, 1 out to each of them. He's going to put Theo Brown in motion. He's going to keep the snap for himself. He's going to go. He's going to find the lane outside. And Bronson Chaffin is going to get a gain of about 9 on the first play of scrimmage for Upperman.
He's a big guy, and he's hard to bring down. He looks like he's almost the biggest player on the field right there.
Oh, and we have a flag on the field. Maybe some extracurriculars after the play. Have to see what that's going to be on. I don't believe I saw any pushing and shoving, so it may have been an exchange of words there from Chaffin and the defense. We are going to have a penalty on the Warriors. It's going to be a personal foul. So again, didn't see any pushing and shoving, but I'm going to go ahead and assume since there was a group of Warriors there, they were probably talking some smack to Chaffin. But that's going to move the ball 15 yards, and now Upperman's got the ball in White County territory after just one play.
It'll be first down.
Not a great start for this Warriors defense, because you cannot let this Upperman offense get that much momentum, because they will take over the game fast.
They absolutely will, and now the ball is going to be on the 37-yard line of the Warriors territory. Chaffin's going to have 3 receivers out to his left, and Polk on his right hip. Carmine Phillips is going to be in motion. He's going to go all the way around. Chaffin's going to take the snap, hand it off to Ethan Polk. Ethan Polk's going to find a little bit of a hole there and drag a couple of men forward for about 5 yards there.
Good, strong run from Polk. Vintage Upperman offense right there.
It's easy to say vintage Upperman offense, but what's more vintage than in high school football than run the ball up the middle?
Tackled by Antonio Purvis.
Obviously, times have changed a little bit because no longer is it just, hey, I have a running back at my quarterback position and I have a running back at my running back position. Now it's scary because the quarterback can run and throw. Chaffin's going to have 2 receivers out to his left. It's going to be Theo Brown and Elijah Fitz, who just went in motion, and it's going to be a fake to Fitz. He's under pressure. He gets rid of the ball, and it's just above the hands of tight end Colton Johnson. That's going to be Upperman's first play of the game that wasn't positive.
Intended for Theo Brown, incomplete. That brings up a 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd down and 5 now for the Bees. So far, not a horrible offensive start by any means, but a 3rd down and 5 is not the best position to be in. But, you know, if they gain anywhere from 3 to 4 yards on this play, it's 4 down territory for Adam Kane anyways, just with the way he plays. Oh, and there we go. Chaffin makes the defense jump. That's a specialty of his, I got to tell you.
That's just a free first down for the Upperman Bees, and it's going to be a drive killer right there for the
offside against the Warriors.
Absolutely. I mean, I spent a summer with the Upperman Bees just before last season started, and I got to tell you, he's got the quarterback voice. His cadence is so deep and loud. It's no wonder he's able to make people jump off sides as often as he does. Heck, he made me get a little confused occasionally. This time, Chaffin's going to have a 3rd and 1. We're going to have Carmine Phillips in motion. The ball is going to go to Ethan Polk, though, who's going to hit the line. They're still pushing and shoving. Did he get there, though? And they're breaking up the huddle, and it will be a first down, I believe, there for the Bees.
Polk on the carry.
And it will
Warrior
be.
tacklers led by A.J. Hunt. First down.
So far, we're seeing a strong start from this Upperman run game. And I'm kind of curious to see as to how much more motion they're going to be using. It's a little out of the picture for them. I know what this formation is, but obviously for the sake of keeping things under wraps, I'm not going to say anything.
Right, we haven't seen much motion this year so far from this Bees offense, but it seems to be working just fine right now.
Absolutely, and you know, there's always film. You know, you're always going to do something a little bit different against every team. It looks like we're going to have a timeout here by the Bees and Adam Kane. So what have you thought so far this first Upperman drive? You know, how do you think they've been performing? I mean, obviously the run game's been about as efficient as it could be.
You know, I think they've been playing really well so far. They've been running the ball pretty efficiently. Obviously, the penalty in the first play.
I'd like to take an opportunity to
big
thank
yardage right there for
Financial.
They're moving the ball pretty well, and this White County defense has yet to really find its footing against this Bees offense so far. The Bees offense has really just moved the ball without any trouble so far.
You know, even though they're getting the ball moved on them, this White County defense by no means looks bad at all. I mean, in comparison to the way Upperman played against Livingston last week, where it was play, touchdown, they've been able to keep plays that would have been major gains against the Wildcats, they're keeping them a lot more subtle, and they're making it to where they can stay into this game a little longer. Obviously, only 2 minutes have passed in this game, and Upperman's 6 yards remaining in the red zone.
And Warrior football.
Bees are going to have a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Chaffin's going to have a receiver out to each side of him, Polk on his right hip. Getting ready for the snap. He's going to take it. It's going to be a fake handoff to Polk. It's going to be a little outage to Theo Brown. Theo Brown's going to break a tackle. He's going to break another, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the Bees touchdown. Chaffin's first pass was a little bit over the hands, but his second one was right to his receiver, and it's another touchdown here for Chaffin.
What an elusive run after the catch by Theo Brown. I mean, he made a man miss, and then he made another one miss, and he outran the other defenders to get an easy walk-in touchdown.
I got to tell you, the kid's so fast. Runs a 4.4 40, and I mean, we saw that last week against Livingston. He just blazes past other defenders. Got Austin Roberts out there for the extra point. Kick is going to be up, and it is going to be good. And Upperman is going to jump out to an early 7-0 lead here at Sparta. Now let's see how the Warriors' offense with Trip Pinion is going to respond.
What a well-rounded drive from the Bees right there. Did a little bit of passing, ran the ball efficiently, quick, about 2-minute drive.
Now this is going to be our first time seeing Sparta's offense, another extremely exciting team to watch behind Trip Pinion and all of the talent that he has around him. But, you know, he kind of steals that limelight, which is how dominant he is. I'm really curious to see as to how he does against this Upperman defense this year, because if you remember about the game last year, in the first half, Sparta did not score. They didn't score until the second half when Upperman had some issues holding onto the football, and they were getting that really good field position.
Yeah, I think Sparta's going to do pretty well against this Upperman defense. I think they might not score every time, but I think they're going to move the ball pretty well.
Absolutely, and Region 4 in the 4A division, these games are always a battle of attrition when it comes to the top 2 or 3 teams. Obviously, last year it was a little bit more one-sided in the games outside of that Upperman-Macon County game. But this year, it seems like all the teams are talented, really talented, outside of a couple. But you're going to have some high-powered teams here. Roberts is going to kick it off. It's going to go to about the 20, and it's going to be caught. The return there is going to be swallowed up at about the 33-yard line by the Bees. Jude Fitzpatrick on the tackle that time. Bees had some issues in the last couple of weeks with their return defense, especially against Macon County. But it seems like so far in this game they've been able to keep it a little bit on wraps. Obviously, very small sample size, but it's always good for the first one to be the best one.
Really interested to see how Trip Pinion, this White County offense, start this game.
Absolutely. It's going to be very entertaining tonight, to say the least. Pinion's going to be back in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers out to each side of the piers, running back on his left hip. He's going to take the snap. He's going to be looking downfield to start it, but he's going to be taken off. He's going to scramble. He's got some good blocks, and he's going to get about a gain of 9, if not almost getting the first down there on the first play of scrimmage for White County, and that is a great way to start if you were the Warriors.
Looked like he lost his footing there, but what a great recovery by Trip. He is a quick man.
Truly is, and you know, not a horrible job there by the Upperman defense either. They got pressure on him quickly outside on the edge, but that interior offensive lineman from Sparta there really pushed their way forward and got their quarterback some blocks. Be first down and 10 at the 44-yard line this time. Pinion's going to take the snap. He's going to be looking downfield again. He's going to throw it. It's going to be almost batted by Gunnar Block, but it will be caught. Although the Bees are saying incomplete, but I believe the catch will stand.
Gunnar Block almost got a piece of that pass right there, but it looks like a throw by Trey.
Looks like it will actually be marked as incomplete. Receiver may not have gotten the feet down before he got possession of the football. I believe the intended target there was Darvon Richmond, but I'm not 100% on that. Motion behind the line. Pinion's taking the snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back, who's going to get hit instantly behind the line, and I believe there may have been a fumble there for a second, but the Warriors have the football. And trying to see if we have a man down there. All right, he is getting up under his own power. Great job by the Upperman defensive line and the linebackers there, instantly swallowing up the run. It's reminiscent of last year. You hand the ball off, you're getting pushed back.
They crushed that line so fast, and the White County running back got hit behind the line of scrimmage really quickly.
Yeah, instantly pretty much. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Trip Pinion getting ready to take the snap once more. Motion to the right, it's going to be Richmond. There's going to be pressure off the edge. Pinion scrambling around. He's getting hit, and he will not get the first down. About a gain of 5 there. Does not look like there's any intention to punt the ball, though.
Tackled by Gunner Block.
Yeah, to be honest, if I'm the White County coach, I wouldn't punt it either. You cannot let
now, uniforms, that read on that maroon from up here. It's a little difficult to see what number's what, but we're going to do our best to get through that. Pinion getting ready for the 4th down play. He's going to take the snap. He's going to be looking for a receiver. He's scrambling out to his right. He's not got anyone open. He's got a man, but Branson Turnbow with an excellent pass breakup. The intended receiver there, Antonio Purvis. What a play there by Turnbow at free safety position.
Antonio Purvis,
wow. He hit that ball great. The receiver was going to catch that ball. That was right to his chest. Great throw by Trip Pinion, but
amazing throw.
Really good defensive play there by Turnbow.
That was one of the better defensive plays I've seen out of this Upperman secondary outside of interceptions all season so far. And now Upperman's going to be getting the ball right inside of the White County territory. 5 minutes off of the clock.
Defense, they need to get a stop here. They cannot let the Bees get up 14-0.
Bronson's going to have 2 receivers out to his left, 1 out to his right. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to dump it off, but it's going to be overthrown there to Carmine Phillips. Good coverage there by the White County defense. Main man there was number 44, A.J. Hunt.
So far this game, we've seen Chaffin move out of the pocket a little bit, and I like it because, the defense, they don't know what to do because he can launch the ball, but he's also a great threat running the ball.
And it's really, really interesting when you get to see a quarterback that can get out of the pocket like that. It's really fun when both teams have that option. But we haven't seen Chaffin run to the same amount that he had last year, but it seems like they're starting to open that up tonight. Chaffin's going to take the snap. He's going to be rolling out to his right this time. He's going to hit Theo Brown for a quick gain of 5 or 6 there. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and half the way to go for the Bees offense.
Chaffin's pass complete to Theo Brown.
They've been running a lot of really quick plays, short routes for these receivers, but easy completions for Chaffin usually.
5 on the play.
Based off of how the Upperman offense works,
third down,
based off of how this Upperman offense works, do you think they're trying to draw in the safeties here, try and bring those linebackers down? Because it seems like, they always send that deep shot when you're least expecting it. Chaffin's going to hand it off to Ethan Polk. Ethan Polk's going to make some people drag him, and the line's going to stop moving. Did not get the first down there, but got close.
Ethan Polk, the ball carrier.
Going to bring up 4th down and about 2 for the Upperman offense here.
A gain of 3 on the play. That
I'm assuming we're going to see the ball ran again.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question in Coach Kane's mind if they're going for this or not.
Absolutely not. It's going to be a little bit different this week, obviously. Walter Kane now going to be out for the year. So Upperman loses that main fullback position. Fourth and 2 now for Chaffin. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Polk. Polk's going to find a crease.